Well, hello again, everyone. This is Pastor Katie from First Presbyterian Church of Decatur. And I have been thinking a lot about humility after our sermon on Sunday. Talking about having humility in the midst of all of this pain and anguish that we're experiencing, and what humility really looks like right now. So I'm stuck on this idea that humility is really, it's not about us, that there are other people whose needs are more than ours, and that it's not entirely about us. And I think it's hard in these days and weeks to not get sucked into our own little worlds, because that's all we're experiencing. All I know right now is my little world, because I'm not interacting with other people, and you don't have that like bigger vision of what's going on out there. And so I know that humility is gaining perspective on what's going on, not just for myself, but for others. And so I also, I've been thinking about what humility looks like in the midst of the pandemic and the possibility of reopening our doors on Sunday morning. We have chosen not to come together for worship in a physical space. And we don't know when we're gonna change that. We don't have any sense really of when that will be safe for us, but we know that until we know that it is safe for everyone to come back and gather, that we won't gather. I think what's been interesting to see what is happening with our congregation in the midst of this time is that we are finding ways to connect with each other. I am sure to read the comments of our worship services on Facebook, because that everyone like checks in, and it's a way for me to do attendance, and I imagine you sitting in your pews. But we have those little ways to be like, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here. And we're all like watching together, and so we're all able to worship together, even though we're in our own homes, and most of us in our jammies drinking our coffee by ourselves. But I think until we're able to really gather together safely, and not just I can gather as a young person with a good immune system, I can gather, but that doesn't mean that that's true for everyone. And until we can do that, because it's not about us ultimately, it's about each other. It's about building up one another and protecting each other, and making sure that everyone feels safe, and everyone is, safe and protected, and what that might mean for us when we do decide to gather together on Sunday mornings in the same physical space. So I think humility has also been tricky, because I feel like people want to tout their humility, which is like the antithesis of what humility actually means. It's like, look at me, I'm so humble. I'm wearing my mask. I'm so humble. This isn't about me. And you're like, no, but you are actually making it about you. And to really look at what is guiding those things for us. What humility really means is not selflessness. It's that I have needs and you have needs, and we need to meet both of our needs, and not this kind of self-sacrificing way of my needs are not as important as your needs. It's not always doing that, because I think certainly now we need to address our own needs, because we have a lot of them, more now than we've ever had before, when it comes to our own needs for mental health and community, and how we're meeting those needs is different, but also how other people can meet those needs and be healthy, and what that might mean. So humility is not being right. It's not about this is what we need to do, and like, no, we know right now that we don't know what's best for everyone, and we can't know what's best for everyone, and we never really did. But until we know that what's best for most people, then we can go forward in our worship together, but also in our lives together. And I think humility also has been playing a huge part in the world and our lack of ability to say we're wrong or these things are wrong, and we aren't going to allow those things to continue, and then I'm going to stand up and say something about what I see in the world that's wrong. And so I encourage you today to think about the places in our lives where it is clear that it is not about us and our feelings, but maybe it's about other people. I'm reminded of another African American male that was killed in police custody. And this isn't about how I feel, but this is about how my African American brothers and sisters feel when approached by police, and how those fears are based in reality. And I think that takes humility on my point to say it's not about me in this moment. It's about the fact that other folks are losing their lives. And it's important that we really take stock of our own emotions and own feelings and say, okay, I can feel this way, but also this isn't about my feelings. And I'm going to stand up for other people, because the world is about more than just me, and the ways that we can do that. And I think that is part of what we could use this time for, is to say, even though we're apart, I still care about you, and I'm still gonna voice when I see injustice, and I'm still gonna speak out, and I'm still going to talk about the things that break my heart, and what I see in the world that's not of God. And not because it's what I see, but it's because other people's lives matter. And that we need to give voice to those, and that it's not all about me or the people that look like me or think like me or wear masks like me. It's not about that. It's about the larger perspective and standing up for injustice. So I hope that today you're able to find a sense of humility. It's not easy work. It's hard to realize the world is not all about you, but to be in our own place, but then also consider the places of others. So I hope that you're able to do that today to gain some perspective, and we look forward to seeing you again soon. Have a great day, folks.